Yay, I'm on. Sorry, guys, there's a bit of a delay when I turn. I'm going to have to try and fix that. When I turn it on, there's a delay and I can't see anybody. Hey, it's just me and anybody else who wants to pop in. I did put the link at the top of the chat, so if you want to um, pop in, you can. But I just thought today I might concentrate on you guys a little bit because you often get missed when I'm having a chat with everybody else. Um, and also, I didn't realize the new reality had a premiere this morning, or well, morning for me, evening for you. So my bad. But anyone else having trouble with getting notifications from YouTube? Because if I had had a notification that they were airing an episode, I wouldn't have put the live on. But that's okay. There's a lot of people in here that might not even watch The Boys, but which is a shame because. But then there's always rewatch, yeah. Uh, hey, Mike, do you want to come on and say hello? You don't have to come on the camera. You can just hit the link and come and say g'day to me. I'm quite happy for that. And then people, I just want to put, if people want to, I just want to give you all a shout out. Like, for example, Mike B, you're here all the time. And we all say hello to you and everything, but I haven't actually seen you physically since Virginia City when we shared a pizza. And Tanya, but I don't think Tanya's in here. She'll be over with the boys. I think she's a moderator for them as well. And yeah, all right, Mike, fair enough. You can just stay there and wave at me then. Hey, I just wanted to touch on a few things too. I've been working on like a new video. Still, I'm nearly done. I'm editing now, but sometimes I just wondered once you, thanks Sharon, once you have a look at the episode that I'll put up probably this week, I'm not sure what night yet, but give me feedback. Let me know if you'd like to see anything like that. I love watching true crime, but I'm not a true crime. Like I don't want to make my channel. I want my channel to be a bit of mix of everything, you know. Hey Joe, hey Joe. There's a link right at the top if you want to pop in and say g'day. But I just want my channel to be sort of about making everybody a little bit happy, making sure that anything you guys would like to talk about, I can cover. So if there's something that you would like to see me talk about, that would be great. And just let me know. That's all. But hey, cruising is fun. Hello. Are you still on your cruise, or are you? Oh well, you wouldn't be. I guess if you're in here. But there you go. Yeah. So if anybody wants to sort of throw out a question, or not really a question, a topic that you'd like me to cover, that'd be really good because I love to research and I love to go into things. So I quite happily would. And I better read. I'm looking at the comments in StreamYard, and it doesn't show me things properly, so I'll have a look up here. Joe. Oh, Joe's just there. But he can pop in and say hello if he wants to. I did ask Mike to pop in, Joe, but he says his microphone's no good. Sounds like an excuse to me. And again, I'm really sorry. I didn't know that the new reality were having a premiere. But geez, it's just me. It's not like I'm going to interfere with them. They'll be right. Now let me see. Just make sure I say hey to everybody. Oh, Raquel. Oh, yeah, Raquel was going to go back and forward, so I don't know. She's probably over there watching the boys. So that's all right. Yeah, so the episode that I'm working on at the moment in editing is a true crime thing, but it's not a recent one. It's a historical true crime. And no, it's not Jack the Ripper or anything like that. It's just a story when, I'll tell you a little bit about me. When I was a little girl, I actually lived most of the time with my grandparents and my uncle. And my grandfather was in World War II. He was actually in Darwin when it got bombed, and he served time that sounds terrible, doesn't it? He served the country in New Guinea as well. But I would often hear them talking about things, and I won't give anything away, but one night they were talking about something in particular that, as a young girl, I thought, oh, because I loved America, okay? I was obsessed with America, with movie stars and a lot. And my grandpa, not so much, because he'd fought with the Yanks, as he called them, in World War II. And I remember him saying, those bloody Yanks, they came over to our country and took our women, blah, blah. So his view on the Americans was obviously not favourable. And I happened to be, I happened to be eating my dinner this one night, and I was eating with a fork and no table manners at all, obviously. My grandpa went crook and he said, what are you eating like a Yank for? You've got a knife, use it. So from that point on, that's what I did. But that was his attitude against Americans. And that same night, because he had gone crook about them, he also said, oh, yeah, and one was a blah, blah, blah. And he told a story. Again, I'm not going to try. I'm dreadful at not giving spoilers, but I'm going to try not to. So I remembered that story. And the other day, when you get bored and you click, click, click through the YouTube, and I happened to see this person's name come up, and I went, oh, I remember that. That's what Grandpa talked about. And I looked into it and I thought, oh, my gosh, I never realised it was quite like that. So, yeah, I went down the rabbit hole, and I've been researching that. So I've finished it, but I haven't done my voiceovers, and I haven't edited it all into place. So that's what I'm doing this week, and I'll pop it out. So let me know what you think, and if you want to see anything more. I think I must have Italian blood. I'm using my hands a lot. So that's one thing I wanted to do. And I, of course, once I get to America with Jason and Cassie, I will this time. As you know, last time I was in Virginia City, I basically just let them do everything because I'd never done anything in regard to ghost hunting. It was an adventure. And I'm kicking myself now because I had a camera on me. I could have filmed something instead of walking around with a stupid gadget in my hand. But anyway, I didn't. But this time I will. So this time, if when I'm with Cassie and Jason in these places, I'll make some little videos myself. Nothing to the extent of what they do. Maybe more about sort of just talking to you guys and what I'm doing and what I'm looking at. I don't know. We'll see. And so that content will be coming out, and I want to do more on that. But I also want to look into a whole heap of other things, and that's why I'm asking you guys to give me some things that you'd be interested in me researching and talking about. Maybe not so much aliens. I should leave aliens to Crow. But things like, I don't know, mediums, psychics, ghosts, grief, because I know there's a few of us here that have been through losses, and maybe even things like that, because I know that sometimes I know that I used to come into chats before I knew anybody, mainly because I wanted to, firstly, I was going through loss. So I wanted to see if anybody else was talking about what could happen, where they went, what, different things. Parapsychology. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Daniel. But yeah, so I that's why I went in. So I was grieving and I was going through loss, and I came in, of all things, John Edward. A lot of you will know who John Edward is. People might laugh or whatever, but all I can say is I have got him to thank for my sanity, because watching him supposedly talking or giving, giving people messages from the other side actually helped me hold on to a little bit of hope that I might be able to talk to my son again one day, So I know when I come into chats, when I did before. It was more to get a bit of support and all that sort of thing. And so I know that there's probably a few of you here as well that have grief issues and stuff like that. Hey, Cassie. So I don't know. It's just as you know, I'm a new channel and I love doing all the bobbleheads. I love researching. It keeps me busy. I just love it. And I love the community because not once, and I've said this before, not once have I ever seen anybody in here be horrible to each other, except for, just being silly, horrible. Like when I pick on poor old Ron all the time. But yeah, so that's what I kind of I want to do. So yeah, I don't know. What do you reckon? Daniel says, yes, Daniel. Paranormal work is like therapy for me. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It's kept me sane, if you could call me sane. But yeah, and I've met such wonderful people. And I'll tell you a funny story. When my girls were younger, and even up until probably 2 years ago, I'd catch them all the time talking to people on the computer, and I'd say, "Who are you talking to? Why don't you get outside and make real friends?" "These are my real friends, Mum," they'd say. And I go, "How can they be real friends? They're just on a computer. You can't even meet them and have a cup of coffee. Get outside, go make some real friends." Fast forward to now, and I've got real friends, as in, like, I've got human people I can go and call in and have a cup of tea with. Human people. But what I mean is, amazingly, I see their point now because, hey, Ali, because now I've got friends on the computer, on the internet that I haven't necessarily met in real life. And you are real, like you're real people. Like it is okay. So long as you still don't sit on the computer all day and you do go and get some fresh air and go for a walk and go and grab someone of flesh and blood and have a cup of tea as well. But there you go. What are you doing, Ali? Are you busy? Did you want to come in and say a quick hello? Like we had like a cup of tea. I've told everyone in chat that if anybody wants to come on and ask a question or whatever, just hit the link. But yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I'd love to have a pizza again with you, Mike. Hey, Mike, you're far away from Virginia City, aren't you? I remember that it was a fair travel for you, I think. I'm pretty sure I remember that. For those of you who don't know, when I met Mike in Virginia City, we went and we had a pizza at the Red Dog Saloon. Yummo. Although I'm trying really hard not to have 6 hours. Oh, that's all right. You could drive. But yeah, so I'm trying hard not to eat horrible foods, but it's a struggle. Yesterday I wanted a piece of cake. I gave in. I got a piece of cheesecake. I caved to my desires. And Daniel, you're 4 hours. It's still 4 hours isn't too bad, but it's still a trip, isn't it? But I know Ali's going to try to come and see me when I'm in Virginia City. But I've got quite a few things planned when I get to Virginia City. I'm going to kill my phone. Sorry, guys. I thought I put it on silent. When I get to Virginia City, I've obviously got friends there that I'm catching up with. So I'll be catching up with Taylor, who I think you would have seen on one of my lives. I'm catching up with Taylor, a friend of mine, Connie, and of course the beautiful Connie that runs the Silver Queen. I'll be going over to say hello to her. There's a whole ton of people there. So I'm sure I won't be short of things to do. And that's really the point of me going back there, not so much to investigate, but explore. I know I've got a date with Taylor to go to it's a mine, starts with S. Excuse me. But anyway, I've gone blank. But yeah, so I've got a few things to do when I'm there, which is really good. But yeah. And Paul, what about you? Have you got a microphone? Did you want to say hello to everybody? You're allowed to if you want to. Not until May, Daniel. I go to Virginia City in May. I'm there for a week, but yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing there yet. I don't know if I'll investigate. I don't know because it's so expensive. A sutro mine, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Not to investigate the mine, just to go and explore the mine. Um, and that's the thing. Investigating I like to do when I've got Jason and Cassie with me, which is going to be hard for me, isn't it, going forward, because they don't live in Australia and I can't afford to fly to America every few months. I wish. Hey, oh, thank you, Paul. I will in a second. Hang on, how do I do that? If anybody does what Paul just did, thank you very much. You don't have to, but thank you, Paul, and I'll check it in a sec, okay? Because I don't want to do anything and get off. Oh, how do you like my new thing? I didn't know you could do all this in StreamYard. I was in there. I was watching a video the other day on how to set it up because I was watching other people on StreamYard, and they had all these groovy doodle things at the back, and I thought, how do you do that on StreamYard? So I spent a good half hour fiddling and farting around, and so I've got bubbles and a banner and bits and bobs. So there you go. I know it's really good, isn't it, Joe? What are you doing, Joe? You can come on and say hello. You ignorant. Oh, actually, Joe, are you watching the boys episode? Oh, hey, Blob City. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I don't know. But and I hope I haven't been driving everybody insane with the little shorts I've been making. I said this the other day. I think I was in Joe's live. But yeah, I've been, because I love doing it. I love making the little bobbleheads and all that sort of thing. And I just find it's very therapeutic. And so I have been going in making these little shorts. I made one today, and I thought, I had to figure out how to make the ghost manifest that I put in the thing. And then I thought, and then I added in a woo at the end. So I'm having fun making them. I just hope I'm not annoying everybody, because if you've got notifications, it's my understanding that it goes beep, beep, beep. I'm not talking about chicken. I've missed something. Joe says he's really sick and tired of chicken. Except I'm, okay. Oh, well, don't have chicken, have fish. Fish is all right. What blinking thing? Oh, that's Crow's mask. I can make it not blink. Hang on. I always have to have Crow's mask. Just a sec. Now you're picking on me. I'll fix it later. That's the blinking thing is Crow's mask. Well, it's not Crow's mask, but, just a minute. I'll fix it. Geez, can't have people getting upset with the blinking thing. Poor Crow. There he is. Hang on. Give me a tick. The things I have to do for you, Paul. Oh, that's even worse. There you go. Is that better, Paul? I know, Bob City. I actually meant I didn't actually mean this background. I meant the bubbles. But maybe you can't see them because you're on the YouTube. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Because on my StreamYard thing, I can see I'm looking up at the screen now. You can't see, but I can see. Oh, I'm just a dickhead. I should every now and then just look at the bloody proper screen, shouldn't I? And I better. That mine that Cody and Sean have got is pretty awesome. Except I didn't like the last episode when they're walking through the bloody thing with, they could have fallen in a shaft. Sharon. Yes. Well, because I've got a soft spot for Crow. I think all the regulars know that, because I wouldn't be on the YouTube if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't have gone to Virginia City and met with Cassie if it wasn't for him. I may have still. Well, I probably no. I don't think I would have done any of it, to be quite honest. I think Crow. I started to talk to Crow initially. How did I do that? I can't even remember how I started to talk to Crow, but I started to talk to Crow, and then we talked about lots of things because he's a good talker like me, so we can stay on the phone for like 3-4 hours. Same as Joe. Joe's a good talker as well. And we just talked about a lot of things, and I told him that I wanted to go to Virginia City and and he encouraged me, and I went, and then I talked to Cassie, and then I was talking to Jason, and then when I actually got there, it was like, wow. So yeah, so Crow's got a special spot in my heart, is all I can say. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, he's a bit of a bad influence, isn't he? He is funny. He's worth his weight in gold, I can tell you now, because it's not just me that he supports. He's been good with everybody. So he's a good man. And if you haven't already, go check. If no one knows, I think just about everybody in this chat knows Crow. I don't think there's anyone in here who doesn't. Hey, Ron. But yeah, check out his channel anyway, because he's starting to make some more things now, so that's really good. He's been missed in that regard, but he works too hard. For example, now he's not even here. Why would he not be here in my live stream? Like, that's a bit rough. Hey, Ron, thank you for the picture of the barbecue this morning that you sent me. Yum. Ron sent me a photograph of some barbecue he'd obviously cooked, and said that he was going to cook me up a storm basically when I get there to Canada. So I'm looking forward to that. I tell you what, any hard work I'm doing at the moment to actually lose some pounds, with everything I'm planning to eat when I get there, biscuits and gravy, Waffle House, because Jason said he was going to take me to the Waffle House, and I've never had a waffle. So there you go. And then, of course, there's the barbecue, and it's mainly barbecue I want to eat while I'm there. Someone told me I should try grits, but it sounds really boring. I looked up what grits were, and I thought, you'd have to have grits with something else, surely. But there you go. Oh, the doll's in the background. Yes. Well, sort of a story. So, Chucky, I love Chucky. And I've been wanting a Chucky doll for a very long time. So I finally got myself a Chucky doll, and he talks, which is even more awesome. So he starts out with his little cute voice, and then he gets to basically, you've been very naughty or something, and gets a bit scary. And the Annabelle doll I got because I just saw her in the shop and I liked her, but I'd actually like a proper Annabelle doll, the rag doll ones, the ones that look like rag dolls. And the Professor is because I love the Professor. If you haven't seen Watcher, the Ryan Bagara, I think that's how you say his name, Ryan Bagara, and I always forget the other one's name, and he's my favourite, and I forget his name. I remember Ryan's, but I always forget his name. They've got they were with BuzzFeed, and now they've got a channel called Watcher, and on Watcher they do puppet history. Oh, okay, go have fun walking the dog, Dantex. So puppet history, the Professor is a puppet, and he tells you the history of something, and it's like a puppet show. It's proper history, but that's how they do it. So if you want to laugh, go to Watcher on YouTube and type in puppet history. It's fun. It's funny. If the Chucky doll talks without batteries, no, but he won't. It's just the doll. Actually, what do you guys think about haunted dolls? I don't know. You see all that? I don't know. I don't think they're haunted. I don't have any actual haunted objects that I know of, Daniel. I've only got all those objects from which I think I've talked about before, the ones from, like, I've got a piece of the Titanic, I've got a piece of the Hindenburg. Spiders, they're all right, unless they're poisonous. Well, Robert the Doll. Yeah, I want to look into Robert the Doll. I actually saw a picture of him the other day because I was looking for things to, again, rabbit holes. I was looking for things and I thought, I kind of like Robert the Doll. He gives up to me, when I look at pictures of Robert the Doll, he gives off a very caring. I think he's fine. I think, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what you reckon. Go to bed, Ghost Beta. Go to bed, Mandy. 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Go to sleep. Oh, is everything all right over there in the UK at the moment? I saw something on the news about some idiots in London flipping a car or something. Anyway, I thought, ugh, idiots. Go to bed. Now I've forgotten what I was saying because I said goodnight to Mandy, but that's all right. If anyone wants to remind me, it's all good. Paul. I put a support reel, paranormal chat for Paranormal Quest. Oh, not. I'm sorry. I'm just reading Soul Seeker's message there. So a lot of other creators and stuff won't let you share anything in the chat. They just won't. I don't care. I'm happy for people to share things in chat. I mean, it could be interesting. I don't know. Oh, Betty. Hello, Betty. Hang on, Betty. I'll introduce you to people if you've. Oh, God. Have you got have you got like 5 minutes, Betty? You don't have to stay long. I can, just a minute. What have I done? Sorry. Delete. So much easier to do things and multitask when someone else takes over the chat, isn't it? Hang on. There we go. And this goes for anybody, by the way, in the chat. But Betty is gorgeous. Betty is, oh, well, if Betty can come on, I'll let Betty talk about herself. Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about, the bits and bobs I've got, wasn't it? Yeah, I've got a piece of the Titanic. I've got a piece of the Hindenburg, which is the big, the big balloon that blew up over New York City, or blew up, caught fire. I've got a piece of Sharon Tate's fireplace, and I'm sure you probably all know, oh, maybe not, but Sharon Tate was murdered by the Manson family. I've got a piece of the fireplace from the house where that happened. I've got police tape. I've got the police tape is from the O.J. Simpson murders. What else have I got? Piece of Lucille Ball's brick wall when they ripped it down from her house in Hollywood. That's all I can think of at the minute. But, yeah, a lot of bits and bobs. Oh, okay, Betty, no worries. Betty's going to sleep. Well, she's winding down. She's just listening to me rant on. But Betty has, for anybody out there, Betty's sort of a little like me. Oh, well, not in regard to her channel is one where you tune in, you listen. She makes me laugh. She's an awesome lady. You tune in and she'll give you some tips on the YouTube, which is good for people starting out. But mostly she's there to be a supportive person and let everybody have a bit of a laugh. And there's never anything negative. She never talks about any negative things. It's just a happy place to go. So that's how I feel about Betty. But I'll have her on another time when she's awake because I keep forgetting the time differences. Loz, have you got a microphone? Do you want to come on and say hello to people? I thought today I would do a live stream where a lot of people that are normally in here, like you, Loz, and Tanya, but Tanya, I'm pretty sure Tanya's over with the new reality, doing moderating for them. And Ali could say hello, but she's probably doing something else as well. No worries, Betty. But yeah, Loz, it's just like I'm just having a cup of coffee. Look, and I just thought it was a chance to give people in the chat a chance to say hello to everybody, and I don't know. I'll ask you some questions. I'll ask my 5 haunting questions to anyone who comes on my chat. And if you don't want to, you can all get buggered. Now let's see. Okay. Loz is at lunch. I forget to see. It's Monday here in Australia. Monday work day. Sorry, Loz. All right. I can see Daniel trying to appear, but he's obviously having some issues. If them Instagram pictures of Loz. Oh, I don't know if you can still hear me, Loz, but Joe reckons you're stunning if the Instagram pictures are correct. Well, we'll find out one day if she can be bothered to come on and say hello. That's my plan too. The reason is I wanted to get some of the moderators on because people, Joe, you know this, Tanya, she works her ass off for most of us when there's a live, or maybe not so much me, but no, she does because I've had a few lives, haven't I? But yeah, she I just thought some people don't want to show their face, but at least put a voice to her name. And just say thank you for what she does. So that's why I thought it was important. Hang on a second. Interruption. Yes.
I need a thumbtack.
A thumbtack. I'm on a live. Can I help you with that a bit later?
Where could I find it?
A thumbtack could be found. Sorry, guys. Mother duties. Thumbtack. Walk around into the... I don't know. I've got to look in the cupboards. Children. I'll find one soon. Thumbtacks. No, it's not DoorDash. It's just my child. She wants we call them drawing pins. You call them thumbtacks. I think that's it. Are you going to get Nightbot? I've got Nightbot, Betty, and I set it up, and I can't actually. Does someone want to test this for me? I set it up that if you type in a word, your link to your channel will come up. Maybe Joe can try it, but I can't remember what I set the word for. I think I said just doof with a capital D for the first one, or I might have just said doof. I don't know. Someone's got to try it because I went back into Nightbot to try and find out what it was. I can't find it. I'm like, So I know I did that if you want to have a look. But I couldn't obviously do it myself. But did it work? Oh, no, altogether. I don't know. No, Struth, Betty, what have I done? Capital D, does it matter how you spell it? It probably does. I should get you to tell me how I can go back in and check it. I'm just trying to think. I don't think it'll work if I do it. Hang on. Does that work? It probably won't work for me. Oh, if I did it, it'd be like doof all in one word. Oh, maybe it's not. That looks funny in chat because everyone's saying doof. And that might not even be what I made it. I don't know. I'm going to have to look, aren't I, Betty? I'll figure out how to find it because I know it was in the commands. But what does doof mean, Paul? Doof in Australia, you say doof music. I never thought of that. Yeah, try Karen. Stuffed if I know. See, it'd be good if I knew what I'd set up. I promise for the next live I do, I'll remember what it is. One would have assumed I would have put doof, but there you go. I'm not who knows. Yeah, doof, crow christened me that. We were on a live one night. I was just Karen from Australia to begin with, and we were on a live one night, and Crow named me Doof Doof in the let's see how that works. Hi guys, Crow named me Doof Doof as like on here where our little names are. Doof Doof Paranormal he called me, or I was Doof Doof 1 I think, and Jason was Doof Doof 2. I think that's how it worked, didn't it, Ron? I can't remember. but that's how I got my name, because but so I just changed it to Doof Doof Paranormal and Karen from Australia in brackets. Yeah, I don't know what I've done in Nightbot, Betty. I'm a dingbat. In Nightbot's an automated thing, guys, so that when you don't, if anybody wants to share a link to their channel, they just type in a word and the link will come up in the chat. And I set that command in Nightbot. I can't remember what it was. So I thought it would have been Doof or Doof Doof. I don't think it would have been Karen, so I'll have to try and figure out how to find it. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What are you doing, Ron? Were you watching American Idol?
I was watching American Idol, yeah.
You're multitasking. And what are you doing, Daniel?
Well, I've been doing some early spring cleaning. And that's unusual for me because I'm not a cleaning person at all. Usually it's beyond man cave here. So I decided I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I've been mad dogging all my spring cleaning that I haven't done for 3 years.
I did a spring clean of my garage yesterday. I did one of it a few months ago, tidied everything up. But yesterday I thought I'll go through it again. I've got a boot. Oh, hang on. What do you call? Do you call it a boot? You call it a trunk. Trunk
yeah.
I think Ron would call it a boot, wouldn't you, Ron? In Canada, is it a boot? Yeah, in the back of the car.
Oh, trunk.
You call it trunk too. In Australia, it's a boot.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've got a boot trunk full of stuff I've got to go to the tip with. Do you call it a tip? What do you call it? A tip here in Australia is where you go and dump all of your rubbish. What do you call
garbage
it in a garbage dump? Yeah.
So I have a burning question, Karen.
Oh, God, what is it?
Have you been shopping today with your daughter?
Not yet. No, there won't be any shopping today, Daniel. I've had, although that's who came in a minute ago asking for a thumbnail, a drawing pin or whatever. But yeah, so I'm bound to get a request like, Mum, can we go to the shops and get such and such? But not today. I've got too much to do. But I do go to the shops most days because that's what happens. I get up, I'll do something, I'll be relaxing, and then one of the kids will come to me and say, Mum, can I have such and such? Can we go and get such and such? And so I go to the shops, but not today.
What time is it where you are?
Today it is 10:38 a.m.
On Monday?
Monday, yeah. So I am in the future, aren't I, Ron?
You guys are always in the future. We're just in the distant past.
Yeah, you're just a little ways behind me, but there you go.
We're always playing catch up with Australia.
Yeah. I'm just looking at, I'm just checking I haven't, because I'm terrible with the questions in the chat because I've taken them off of the StreamYard because oh, hey, Betty. Hi. Is the boys, oh no, the boys episode would still be going, wouldn't it? I'd say so. And that explains why Sean ignored my request to say hello, because they had a premiere. Have you guys had trouble with notifications? I'm not getting any.
I get yours.
You get mine? I don't get
Yeah.
Cassie's. I'm not getting Cassie's. I'm not getting the new reality. I don't get Jason's. The only way I see them is the fact that it'll be on the news feed.
Do you get any notifications from anything?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on. Like I've got a friend in here, Betty. I am Betty. I get her notifications. I get Joe's. I get all of Joe's. But yeah, Cassie's don't come through. It's just that it just so happens if I turn on my computer and I go to, how they have that little like news feed thing, like there's little, I'll often see it there. So I don't know. So it has to be a YouTube thing. I don't think it's anything anyone's doing because I don't think you can control that in your settings.
It happens to a lot of people. It does. Not just, us, but a lot of people complain about YouTube notifications.
Yeah, and or I do get some notifications as it's happening. Like boom,
yeah.
It's already started, and the notification pops up, and
I get the 30-minute one, and then the when it starts.
I get the one when it starts. I don't get one. Sometimes it just depends who I'm watching. I'll get a notification, but not all the time. I just. So my plans for today were to get some of the moderators on, but none of them want to come and say hello. So there you go. Then don't complain. Don't ever complain. Although, Loz probably would, I suppose, if she was here, but she's at work. I see. That's the thing. It's Monday here. It's a work day, just because I'm not working. But there you are.
I have a question for Ron.
I might have an answer.
Have you ever experienced American maple syrup?
American maple syrup?
Yeah, because I've heard that Canadian maple syrup is thinner, not less or bit more, but that American maple syrup is a lot thicker than.
That's because it's not proper maple syrup.
I don't know. I'm just asking the resident expert here.
I can't per se I've ever really had American maple syrup, but I've only really ever had Canadian. So because I live in Canada, right? I don't go to the States to buy maple syrup. So
why would you? But I mean, if you can't. But if you had breakfast like in I don't know, Maine or Massachusetts or something.
Oh well, if I've ever had maple syrup in the States, so with breakfast, I do notice it is thicker.
Okay.
Yeah. So whether the Americans are adding a thickener to their maple syrup, I don't know.
I don't either.
I think it's sugar, Ron. I don't think it'd be a very because we've got it here on the shelves in Australia. I like maple syrup on my pancakes, but proper maple syrup is very runny, and the cheap ones you can buy, because maple syrup is hugely. I think we had a conversation about this once before, Ron. It's hugely expensive, and you can buy cheap maple syrup, and it's thick because it's not proper maple syrup. It's probably got a bit in it, but it's mixed with a lot of sugar, which will make it go thick. Yeah. It's more syrupy.
Stuff like Mrs. Buttersworth, for instance, or Aunt Jemima, that's made with corn syrup.
I was going to say Americans are addicted to corn syrup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, real maple syrup is
the all natural. You're getting the real stuff when it's like water.
Well, that's why I asked, because we do actually have real maple syrup here. It's more expensive because people will then buy the corn syrup version. But I don't know how our real maple syrup tastes to you, or how it seems to you.
I don't know, because I've never really gone out of my way to purchase American maple syrup. So
maybe we need to send you a gift package. And then you can tell us.
Yeah, I'll make sure when I'm over there, Ron, we try some pretend maple syrup.
Yeah,
that's what I call it, pretend maple syrup. We have a thing over here, and you probably have it too, called golden syrup, and it's thick as it's so thick. But you don't put that on your pancakes. You use that for like cooking.
For like running your car, your automobile. Yeah. Like just motor
about,
oil.
Yeah. But just about. I'm just checking the chat. I don't want to miss anybody. Oh, hey Sheila.
I see Purgatory Paranormal is here too.
Yeah, I see them as well. And guys, honestly, I'll figure out what I've done with my Nightbot, because I think that's really handy if other people. I mean, you can just cut and paste your link. I don't care if anybody puts anything on my chat, because if you've got something that you would like people to look at, go for it. You got to help other people. You can't be. Have you noticed that? Oh, maybe not so much, but when you're in a chat, if you want to put in a link, like you just don't do it, you'll get kicked off. The mods will kick you off, like the bigger channels. You're not allowed to self-promote and things like that. And I think, well, that's a bit selfish. You guys have already got like 200,000 whatever, and you're saying that some poor other person might. I actually got in one chat, I didn't put my name up, but in one chat I got asked, oh, have you got a channel? And I thought, I don't even want to answer that question because it's technically self-promoting. So I just wrote, oh, you'd have to have a look to see if I have. And one of the moderators goes, no self-promotion. That's all I said. I could have cut and paste or said, yes, I do. But I said, oh, you'd have to have a look. So, yeah, some of it. But I just think in the world of YouTube, the likelihood that somebody is going to steal away your viewers, or especially if they've gotten that big, like you got that big because someone must have given you a hand. So if somebody wants to put something in the thingo, why not? Sheila, I'm a nurse and a case manager. So I was nursing, but I stopped nursing and started doing case management for the elderly. Here in Australia, I don't know where you're from, but here in Australia, we have funding from the government that helps the elderly stay at home rather than go into a nursing home. So so my job was to help utilise the funds that the government would give them and make sure that they get all the services in place that they need to stay home. I didn't provide them the services; I organised it all, but that was my job. But at the moment, I'm not working at all because it was a very stressful job, a very high stress job, and I wasn't doing well. So I stopped, and I'm okay. I've got food in the cupboards. I made sure my trip to America was paid for before I stopped work because that cost me a fortune. But that's okay. It's a once in a lifetime, isn't it? So that's what I did for a job. And when I get back from America in April, I intend to start working again. Otherwise, I'll go insane.
Is being a caseworker like being a juggler in some ways? You have so many things you have to make sure are happening, and then
yes,
you have to keep your eye on the ball at all times. And there's so many balls to have to keep your eye on that yep. and things keep changing.
And no one's ever happy. So you can have someone, no one's ever happy. Oh, there are some, but So one of the jobs that, here we go, I'm going on a rant now. Now I'm becoming a Karen. One of the things that I used to organise for people was home help. So, for some little old lady who's 88 and can't vacuum anymore or clean her shower, I organise for someone to go there and do that. So I organise all that. That's the end of my job because I've got 120 other people I have to manage. Then you'd get a phone call from the little old lady or the little old lady's daughter. Oh, when that person was here the other day, they vacuumed, but they forgot to do this and they forgot to do that. Not very professional. And I'd have to remind them that indeed they're not professionals. They're just people who, mums like the rest of us who need an extra dollar and they come and clean your house so that you don't have to go into a nursing home. And the government is paying them. You're not.
You'd think it's like a hotel service.
Oh, yeah, they want professional cleaners and, if the girls are a bit late, which happens because you get stuck at another. So in the end, I just became very annoyed with a lot of the clients. Not all of them, just a lot. I used to think to myself, we're doing our very best. The government is giving money for you to stay at home. A lot of them think it's their money. It's not their money. It's the taxpayers' money, and we're paying our taxes to provide care to the elderly so they can avoid going to a nursing home.
I had a friend who did this for a while, and she told me one of the hardest things about her work was every so often a participant would die, and then that would keep happening like all the time.
Well, it does,
and it was really hard on her. She'd sort of get to know somebody, and for a month, and then they die, and it was hard on her.
No, I think I probably that's probably where being a nurse, going into this sort of work is easier, because as a nurse you see Debbie Downer, but you see people die all the time, so that becomes a normal course. So, and it happens. People die. Just people die, but some people, yeah. If you come from maybe a job where you don't see that often, or you're maybe a shop assistant or whatever, and you go and do a course and you go into that kind of but it's the same working with children. Or one job I know I couldn't do, and hats off to anyone who does, is work in, I don't know what you call it in America, but here, like children's services. Children's services, isn't it? Where kiddies are being abused. I couldn't do that because I'd have a house.
Child Protective Services.
Yeah. I'd have a house full of kids. Like, I'd just pinch them and bring them home and say, there's some blocks, there's some food. Do you want some ice cream? You're not going back there. But you can't do that. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I can deal with the elderly, and I can deal with the death of the elderly people, because that is the natural progression in life. You get old, you get frail, and then one day you don't wake up. So I can deal with that, but what I can't deal with is the complaints and the attitude of, I don't know, privileged could be a word you could use. Not being very thankful. I don't know. So yeah, I was a bit burnt out. Can you tell? So I stopped.
Can you tell us how you really feel?
Yeah, I really stopped. I just thought, because I wanted to help people, and I was helping people, but then they were just the sort of, not all of them, please, not all of them. 90% of them were great, but the 10% that whinged, and the 10%, and usually the family, not the actual client, it was usually the kids. And I used to get really annoyed at that, because I think you won't even have your mother or father live with you, and you won't look after them, and then you have the audacity to tell me that the cleaner missed a spot. Go look after your mum and dad. That's what I wanted to say. You can't, otherwise I would have got the sack.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't whinge. Look after your parents. And if you don't want to look after your parents, don't whinge. So yeah, I don't know. I'll stop whinging now. Mind you, if anybody's got something that they would like to whinge about in the chat, that's what we're here for. Get it off your chest. I just think that's right. What have you got to whinge about, Ron? Anything?
Whinge about? I don't know. Not
no,
really.
You're happy today.
I'm in a good mood today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a great time with my kids.
I can put a stop to that. I can just tell everybody you look like Woody again.
Oh yeah. I was gonna actually jokingly put that in my name, Woody.
Woody, yeah. Ron Woody. Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
Geez, the silly things we do.
That was pretty funny though.
Is that one of your birds I can hear in the background, Daniel?
Yes. Would you like me to mute my microphone?
No,
I could do that.
No.
Oh yeah. They like to, when they fly, some of them do this clap thing, and then when they're not flying, they just go
happy.
Ooh,
they just sound happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah,
birds don't. Anyone who's familiar with the chat, sometimes. Sorry, I just saw it. I'll get to that in a minute. I just saw a random comment. Yeah, no, I've got birds. So I've got cockatoos, and I've got lorikeet, and the lorikeet is very, very noisy. So yeah, birds don't bother me. Mind you, my cockatoo does if I'm on a live, because it's very, very noisy. But that's why I've actually moved. I've set this up now, Ron, because I'm in my studio.
Oh, that's really nice.
Which is actually my garage, but I'm in my studio, but because I'm away from the noise of the birds, and the dog is up the other end. So even if the dogs bark, it won't be as bad as it was when I was in my room. So there you go. See, I'm trying to do things. Let's see. I'm not quite sure what Paul's referring to there. I must have missed the previous comment. And just so everybody knows, in here, Levy, I love Levy, okay? And there was a bit of a kerfuffle a little while ago, and I'm staying out of it. But at the end of the day, Levy's a beautiful human and I love him. So careful not to say anything naughty about Levy in the chat. That's all I'll say.
Well said, Karen. Well said.
Yeah, no, he's a very good man. He does a lot for his community. He helps out at the hospital with charities. He's a good man, and if what happened, one can never. Oh, are you Dentix? Hang on, sorry, I made my window big. Oh, there he is. Hi, gorgeous.
He's been hiding in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I like the bubbles that were in the
Hi,
back.
Dantex.
Hi,
Look,
Dan.
Hi, Dantex.
The only thing I'll say about, and then I won't talk about it anymore. The only thing I'll say about that particular video is that at the time of watching that particular video, no matter how it was made or what happened, at the time of watching it, at no time did I hear him tell me or anyone else that it was real, that it was a shadow person, that it was anything else. He just said, "What's that?" That's all I'm going to say on that, and then I'm not going to say anything else. End of it. All right, because he's a good man, and I've got a bit of a soft spot for him, really, haven't I, Ron?
Oh, who doesn't, Karen? Come on,
Yeah.
right?
So but he's happy, he's doing okay, and at the end of the day, everyone did what they thought they needed to do, and but yeah, just so you know, this is a Levy friendly channel.
It was good to see him in, was it Cassie's live stream?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was lovely. I got all excited when I saw that because he hasn't been in any live streams for a little while, has he, Dantex?
No, I hadn't seen him in a while, so it was nice to see him on there. Everyone's like,
Yeah, and look, to be quite honest, I keep saying it'll be the last thing. If he wasn't a good person, if he was like somebody else, cut off, But he's a very generous man and all that sort of thing. So
yeah. All I have to say is we are only human, Karen.
Absolutely, we all do silly
That's
things.
what I have to say.
We all do silly things, and and like I say, that's the end of it. I don't care, but I love him, and and I don't make a friend and then just love and understanding. If it happened time and time again, then I'd slap him around the head and say, "What the fuck?" It's fair income. But I have to say, some of those, Dantex said, appreciate this. Some of those channels that they do have on that are fake, they're getting a lot of ratings. I don't know what you call it on the YouTube, because like Shape will do a show on them and go, "Oh, look how fake they are." I don't go and watch them. I'll watch the Shape do his thing. But I thought there'd be a lot of people there who'd go, "I might watch that episode to see how much," like they know they're faking. Most people know it's fake. There's the odd few that don't, but most people know. So I guess if you want to watch it from a point of view of entertainment. It is entertaining because you can almost sort of spot the fake footage. Like you could sit there and spot how'd they do that, So it can be fun. But
Mr. Gray does something interesting when he does a reaction video. He will say, "Go onto their channel, like and subscribe to them, and then watch the video, and then come back here and watch it."
Yeah, like it's all good. The other one I've been watching for a little while is Beardo.
Beardo gets scared. Yes,
that's one. Yeah, he's a funny fella. And you'll watch the things he does. And so there, but he'll allude also to the fakery, and you just have a good old laugh. Some of them, some of the fakery is pretty ballsy, pretty straight out there obvious.
He's doing his own haunted house thing, like Leanie and Ben. He's doing like a fake haunted house. He did one. He's gonna do a part 2 soon of this haunted house. Of all the things the fake people do, he's gonna do that in his spoof.
Karen, Cassie just stepped in, so.
Are you on the YouTube?
Hello?
Well, I'm on the YouTube. Where are
Cass.
Oh
you?
my goodness! Hello. Let's go on my computer.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I guess
We'll
so.
be back.
Yeah. Oh, Ron's actually multitasking. I'm almost positive he's watching regular television.
No, I haven't. I'm not really. No, listen. I have muted and I'm recording it, so I can always watch it tomorrow or whatever. So actually, I'm way behind on my American Idol. Anyways, we usually, as a family with the kids, we always watch. We'll record it and then watch it the next day, kind of thing, because the kids go to bed, right? So
You know what show I love watching? Well, I don't actually watch the show. I wait till all the bits are on the YouTube. But the Masked Singer.
oh, Masked Singer,
I-
yeah, the kids love that too. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I love that. I love watching him, and before I realize, if I'm lucky, I'll pick the right clip, and it won't tell you who it is. But I'll listen and I'll think, yeah, no, I can't pick that voice, and I'll fast forward until the mask comes off.
The one I can't remember what season it is, but the season where he was the raccoon and it was Danny Trejo. I called him out. I was like, "That's Danny Trejo singing," even before
Who's Danny Trejo?
He's an actor. He's in. Oh my goodness, what's that?
If you tell
Machete.
me, yeah,
you know Machete, the horror movies. Machete. Anybody? Dantex? Daniel? No.
Can't help you.
Sorry,
I don't think so. No.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe you guys don't know who he is. Danny Trejo.
no.
Wow.
But wait on, I'll Google his face.
Jason would be able to hop in and be like, yeah, and explain it all.
I live in a basement.
He spells
Me
his
too.
name funny. Oh, him! Can he sing?
Well, not the greatest, but he sang
He
Wild.
normally either plays a Mexican or a
Yeah.
Actually, he was a bit of a hero. He saved someone in an accident not long ago
Yeah.
near where he lived. He lives near there. Yeah, I know who he is now. Yeah, I'm just not very.
I like him personally as an actor. Like he's very entertaining, comical,
I'll
interesting.
Where am I? Oh, jeez.
Oh, him. Yes. Now I know who it is.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh,
Once you look him up and see who it is, like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
How did I do it? There it is. And share. Did that work? Did I share?
Oh, him, of course.
Yeah, there
That
he
guy.
is.
That
See?
guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh, there you go. That guy. Yeah, I like him. He's all right.
Yeah, he's a very rough, gruff, kind of tough guy, you know. Yeah.
He's funny too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was. Was he in Con Air, Soul Seeker?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
Sandy. He was. Con Air was a good movie. Put
That was a
the
good
bunny down. Oh, that's another favorite actor of mine, Nicolas Cage. I love Nicky Cage. I love him.
Oh,
He's so
is anybody
quirky
gonna-
and weird.
Is,
What?
have you seen the movie Renfield that he's in? Where he's
No,
Dracula?
I want to.
I've heard
out
of it.
already? Is it
I want to
out?
see
Yeah.
that.
I don't know if it's
Oh,
out yet, but that looks really good.
Hey, Dantex, what do you do when you're not on the computer?
What do I do? Nothing.
Oh,
He works. He goes
Absolutely
to work.
nothing.
Goes to work.
Yeah, I go to work. I don't
What do
really
you
do a
do?
whole lot.
what kind of job do you have?
It's factory work.
Oh, that's all right. I used to work in Bosch, Robert Bosch, and I used to make alternators and what do you call them things with the points in? Oh no, that is the alternator. Oh, I don't know, but I used to make car bits.
Car
Make
parts.
Car
Oh.
parts, Karen.
Yeah,
Work for
Ooh.
car parts.
That is
car
cool.
parts. Yeah.
I need some spark plugs. Can you hook me up?
Oh well, it was many moons ago. I was only 18, so.
Oh.
But Robert Bosch back then used to make the high quality stuff. I don't know if they still do, but there you go. Where are you, can you get into the chat at all, Cassie, or no?
Oh, she
She'll
needs the
probably-
link, Karen. Send her the link in Messenger.
Oh, I don't need to. I think I cut and pasted it before because I've invited everybody. It's a party. Come on down. And there you go. It's in the stream. Cassie, if you can hear me. Can she hear me?
I don't know. I'm in the living room. She's in the back room. I'll go see.
Yeah. That's all right. I don't want to rip you away from your television. I think Ron might be fearing my visit in a couple of weeks because I'll just mother him and pick on him. Are you listening?
What, there?
Oh, do you do landscaping, Paul? That's excellent. I used to do that as a job too. I've done many jobs. One of my husbands had a gardening business, and then we went into landscaping. That's a thankless job as well, Paul. That is a thankless job. You'd go to do jobs and people would like what you did and say, wow, that looks fantastic the majority of the time. Then we had trouble getting paid. You'd do the work. So I learnt to say I want a deposit. So the deposit at least covered all of their part, the stuff that we were going to use. And then if they didn't pay for the labour, so be it. But, are you? Oh, there she is.
Hello.
Hey, Cassie.
Ta-da.
Hi.
There you go.
Hi.
Have you just got home from work, Cassie?
No, I went to Buffalo, New York, for dinner with my friend Sarah. So I haven't seen her in a very, very long time, like probably mid-COVID, I think. Like so it's been like at least a year and a half or more. So,
Oh, that's always
Indian food. So
what kind? Indian
food. And then I went to Tops to get groceries. I got beer for so friggin' cheap. It was $20 US for 30 cans.
Wow.
It's like $45 Canadian, like if you buy that many cans here. So
Oh, okay.
Half price.
I know, it's like perfect. You can bring one can like per person. So I was just me, so I can buy one case. And then I got Butterfinger chocolate bar because we don't have those in Canada, and I got a nutty something or other.
So you did a lot of
I'm like,
shopping.
we don't get these. My hair is a little crazy. So actually, I'll show you what I bought. 1 second.
She's all excited, Dantex.
I know.
It's the small things in life. Being a Canadian, born into the States.
I'm just going back through the chat, and I hope I haven't missed anything. I don't think so. I think everybody's kind of. Have the boys finished their
those are
episode
good.
yet? It must be finished, would it be, or did they go longer?
No,
Oh,
it was a short episode. It wasn't a very long.
Donuts.
Oh, okay. So
I got
good.
these.
Oh, so
We don't
are they
have,
like a
this-
biscuit, or are they like a
Little
donut?
Debbie?
More
Yeah,
donuts.
they're a donut. Oh, these are donuts at least. They have other things, but yeah, we don't have that in Canada. And then I got these things. A Nutty Buddy. I've heard about them, but I've never had one. So
A nutty buddy.
yeah.
I thought you said butty. I was going to say I don't want a nutty butty.
Ooh.
A nutty buddy. Yeah, a nutty buddy. No, I saw enough of them when I was nursing. Oh, goodness.
Those were the wafers, right? The chocolate covered wafers?
Yes, with peanut butter.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, I've never had them. So like, might as well get some stuff while I was there. And my whole bill came to like $40. I was like, and with a freaking case of beer with 30 cans. Holy crap! Anyways, that would be like one case was it's insanely expensive beer here, and that wasn't even the best. I got Miller High Life, which is like, I don't know. We don't have that. I don't think we have that in Canada.
What's that?
Do we have Miller High Life in Canada?
It's kind of another version of Bud.
Yeah, but that's like our cheap beer, like Bush in Canada. How much is Bush for 30 cans or 24?
$22.
In Canada?
Or no, sorry, no,
40 something.
42, I think.
Yeah, like $42 for like 24 cans of Bush. So like cheap, crappy beer.
And we're supposed to get 6% tax back.
Yeah, and we're just seeing more 6% tax hike. Tax hike was what Ron just said. It's crazy. But yeah, it's like, so the beer was cheap. I mean, it's not the best beer, but it's cheap. So
Miller's a sort of like just a step above Bud, I think.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, there was other beers, but Ron said either get MGD or that. So they have MGD. So
Yeah, I've never been a beer drinker.
I
I
don't
tried it. I
drink beer.
tried it in school, but I never finished a can.
My first beer I ever had was Budweiser, like the worst beer to try. For my first beer ever when I was 19.
Ours was what was it? Coors, was it Coors Light or Miller Light? I can't remember. But yeah, I'd never even finished a whole can.
That Rocky
I'll
Mountain
just-
spring water.
I'll stick to my alcohol. Like I can do the whiskey and the rum and all that, but I've never been able to do like beer.
I've discovered, well, I don't know other beer drinkers like this, but I'll go to a bar and I'll order a shot of vodka and a beer, and I'll put the vodka in the beer, and you can barely taste the vodka, and it really gives you a nice kick.
Oh, vodka can be strong.
I know. So it's like if you get a good bartender that gives you a generous shot and you stick that in there, boy,
Lisa.
you'll be floating around in no time.
Daniel,
I
thank you for the PayPal. You're going to be paying for all of my food at this rate when I come to America. And Paul, thank you for yours as well. It helps if you pay attention to notifications on your telephone. But thank you, it means a lot. Do you
I had
like
a
my
mom-
new background, Cassie?
It's very
Not
nice.
not the background behind me, the StreamYard background.
I mean, both are very nice, but that's really cool.
I played around with it because I've seen other people with backgrounds on StreamYard and I couldn't figure out how they did it. And then, well, I figured it out now. So I thought I'll play with that. Something else to play with. And
I have to play.
and then oh, sorry, go.
No, you go talking. This is your live stream.
Oh, thanks, Jason. Oh, I love him. Where is he? That's unusual. He never checks his notifications when it comes to me. He doesn't watch my episodes. I want a divorce. No, he's good value, Jason, though, especially if you don't have anything to say. But not at first. He needs a beer or two, doesn't he, Ron?
A beer or two or 6 or 8.
Yeah, then he becomes a real chatterbox. But that's all right. But I utilised that well in my little clip. Did you see? Oh, you saw my little clip, the one where I said where he's at the beginning, and he says that Karen, Cassie, and Ron will be my best friends no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I've seen that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
so I
so
thought,
nice.
oh, so I put that in. That's so cute. So fast forward, after a trip to America, and it'll be the freaking Karen. I can't stand her. What a nuisance! I'll never invite her again.
I'm paid for StreamYard now, guys. So for my birthday, I'm going to have a fancy background and more people to join me live.
Yeah, do the fancy background. with this.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I did it today, so I have to figure it out. I haven't actually like looked at it. I just did it, and then I'm like,
I was going to go on. Well, I had a look at it. You can get Streamlab, and you can try a free version. And I went on that, and I'm not stupid with a computer. I'm okay with a computer, and I'm okay with technical stuff if someone shows me. And far out, that's really confusing. And I thought, wow, that's really hard to use. Like there's little, and I thought, oh, and I pushed that to the side. Then I saw someone else go on a live stream using StreamYard, and I thought, oh, hang on, how are they doing that? I didn't know you could do that. So I went back in, investigated a little bit more, and I deleted the other one because that's just really, this is easy to use. This is a lot easier. It's just pretty, because at the end of the day, it just looks busy. But but it doesn't detract from anything, and you haven't got things like I know those other ones are pretty good because things pop up and say thank you for this or thank you for that, but it's distracting. Hey, Sharon. Oh, Sharon was listening to us while she was washing the dishes.
Oh.
I've got a dishwasher. I won't. Oh, well, I do wash dishes still.
Oh my goodness.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
She bought the little donuts,
I
little
showed
Debbie.
them.
Oh, she showed everybody. Okay.
Yeah, no, I hadn't showed you yet.
Yeah.
Well, I was
the
at
kids
Cobb. I
seen
might buy American stuff we can't get here.
Can't get that stuff here. It's got all kinds of ingredients that Canada's outlawed.
Not outlawed. 'Cause I wouldn't be able to bring it over the border.
Well,
But like, I should have walked down the cereal aisle. You guys, your cereal is next level amounts. Like we have nothing compared to what you guys have. like a whole. You guys have like a whole freaking aisle. We have like a half an aisle.
Oh, wow. We have anti-cereal
Okay, we have
over there or
full.
what?
we don't have a full aisle.
cereal.
No, and
Not a
it's,
chance. You walk into Walmart in the States and it's like one whole aisle of cereal.
yeah, we got like a
I
half
Yeah.
a.
know,
It's
isn't
half
it
a quarter.
exciting? I went into the
Exciting.
Walmart. You know what I think about the Walmart? I think the Walmart is awesome. Like you walk in and there's just everything everywhere. Like you don't have to. It's a one-stop shop. You don't have to go anywhere, and it's cheap. I'm just saying, we don't have Walmart.
I like
here.
Target better. Like for in the States, like if I was to have like go to it, I would go to a Target over at
Well,
Oh, yeah.
we'll go to a Target when I'm there because I've not been to an American Target, only an Australian Target. And an Australian Target is basically just food, not food, I beg your pardon, clothing, shoes, toys, and homewares.
Yeah.
It's
We
boring.
tried to
They
have a
don't
Target.
And the electronics. You know,
Yeah,
like
we had Target in
television.
Canada.
No.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh.
it.
They don't have the little
Yeah.
grocery store attached to it
Nope.
on the one side of the
So
store.
same name. Target's been. I don't know how long Target has been in America, but Target has been here in the Australia since the mid '70s, early '70s, because my mum had a job
Oh, wow.
there. And Target was originally sort of from Coles. So we've got a different Coles store to you, which is fascinating to me because the person who opened the Coles stores here in Australia was actually Mr. G.J. Coles, like it was his stores, variety stores they were called, the Coles. So I don't know how the Coles in America got its name. Do you guys know that its origins? Because it can't be the same, can't be G.J. Coles. It must be another Coles person.
We don't have Kohl's here in Canada, so
No.
Wait, Kohl's the
Yeah,
bookstore.
Oh, Kohl's doesn't exist anymore. Oh, it does
Yeah,
exist.
it does.
It's just chapters or indigo.
Oh.
Canada's
so
weird.
it is interesting how some of the stores, and the same thing with, so Target was here in the 70s, so I don't know how long Target has been in America. And it's probably just a coincidence. It's the same name and same logo.
I've seen it around for about 30 years, but it could have been around longer.
Frosted flakes. Frosted flakes are the best, says Paul. He's talking about cereal. So basically carbs with sugar on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't always
Or
buy
just
that
a
for
bowl
the
of
kids.
sugar.
Back in the day,
when
my
my
cereal was Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Pop. Oh, what do you call them? Cocoa Puffs. Are they Snap
Cocoa
Crackle
Puffs.
Pop?
No, different.
No.
Crackle Pop?
They're
Oh.
chocolate little like circles that make your milk go
Oh.
chocolatey.
Yeah, I like a
Delicious.
good rice bubble. Here in Australia, we have rice bubbles, and they're
Rice
the ones
Krispies.
that go Snap
Rice
Crackle
Krispies.
Pop. Yeah.
Rice Krispies.
Rice bubbles. So in America, did they have that same? Yeah, did they have that same ad? Except they would have had
Yeah,
to
but
change.
it's Rice Krispies.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Australia.
I can only have those with the banana in it. I can't eat them plain. And a
You
lot of
just made me
sugar.
hungry. You know what I love with banana in it? Pancakes. Banana pancakes. Have you had banana
Never had that.
pancake? Oh, I chop up the
I'm not a big
banana.
banana person.
I just make the pancake mix, but I chop up the banana and I put the banana in the fry pan, then pour the pancake mix over it, flip, and then maple syrup. Oh, banana pancakes.
You do the banana
And-
bread?
oh, what was that?
The banana bread?
What's that? A
Banana bread.
Banana
banana bread. So,
bread?
say
Bread and
bread.
bananas?
Oh gosh, bread. Yes, no, nothing with marshmallows. No. Yeah, I'm looking at all the names of the cereals. Macon bacon. What's a Macon bacon? Cocoa Pebbles.
Do we have Cocoa Pebbles? I don't think we do. That's
Yeah, I think we do.
do we?
Cocoa Pebbles are probably, we have rice bubbles over here as well, but that are chocolate, but we call them chocolate Cocoa Pops. So it's the same as a Cocoa Pop, but it's chocolate. Like a milkshake, only crunchy. Do you have that ad as well? That's the ad for like a milkshake. Our minor league baseball team. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
Has Joe gone, or are you just listening in the background, Joe? Mr. Cheeky Pot.
He's probably
What
planning
time
a
is
live
it?
later.
He's probably what? Playing a what?
Planning a live stream for later after yours.
Oh, he's probably waiting for me to get off at this very minute. Don't worry. I promised my girls I'd be off by 12 o'clock, which is another 40 minutes. Because I promised, who wasn't asking me about the shops? Daniel. I promised one of the girls, I'm not going to the shops, but we're going out to grab a bite of lunch.
Which is
So
right
I do
next
have
door to
to-
the shops. Right next door to the shops.
Well, it's actually in the shop. So I've got to walk through the shops to get where we're going for lunch. So there you go. I should just put a tent up near the shops. I'm there nearly every day. Oh, golly. I'm just having a look. Yeah, everyone's just talking about baseball, cereals. What did you do in a
we were very
boatyard?
Canadian yesterday.
Sandy?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Sandy just put in the chat that that they worked in a boatyard in Florida before the kids. My glory days. I was a roadie in my glory days.
Yeah, you actually got to see Phil Collins, didn't you?
I did. Oh, I'm so sad he's not well. He'll be next to go. He's not well. The last time I saw him in concert, he couldn't walk. He walked out to the stage, but he had to sit. He had to sit the whole performance because his back's really bad. But he still sang like a trooper. It was still a good concert, but it's just because he's not that old. It's just something. I can't remember now what happened to his back. Something happened to his back. He says it's because he used to jump around too much on stage. I don't think so. But yeah, I did see him back in his heyday in concert, and that was after I met him, Ron. But yes, but I did see him back, that was around the same time as Bruce Springsteen had been out as well. So we're talking, Bruce Springsteen came out for his Born in the USA tour. So I went to see Bruce and very upset that I wasn't the girl that got picked to dance up on stage with him. He would do that at every concert, pick a girl to dance up on stage with him, like the film clip with Courtney Cox. So, and I'm at the front, I'm like, pick me, but he didn't. And then I went to see, so then I went about 2 weeks later, maybe. I could be forgetting timelines, but I went to see Phil Collins in concert. And really good. Excellent drummer. Drummer. Oh, did you like I saw you watch that little clip of Skippy the Bush kangaroo, Ron? Wasn't he a clever kangaroo?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, playing the drums. I forgot how clever Skippy the Bush kangaroo was. You haven't seen him, Cassie, you're at work.
Was that an actual show or
It was a show, and that's what he
Yeah.
could do. So the show it was in the 60s. It was when I was a little kid. The show was all about the ranger who lived in the national park, and they had a kangaroo. It wasn't a pet. It was just a kangaroo that hung around them all the time called Skippy. And Skippy was so clever. So kind of like Lassie used to be, you know, what's that, Lassie?
Yeah.
Someone's falling down
Yeah.
the well, that kind of thing. Well, Skippy was good, but Skippy could, like you saw in the clip, he could pass you a screwdriver, he could use the radio, play the drums, play the piano, take photographs. He was a brilliant kangaroo. But I used to love that show. And I just saw that clip this morning with all the things he could do. And I thought, I forgot all that. So I had to share it. Ron saw it.
That's funny.
Kangaroos
My
don't have
child-
a union. They don't have an actors union either.
No. And that Skippy is long dead, unfortunately.
My childhood show growing up with a dog that would rescue her, like he was always helping people, the littlest hobo.
Oh yeah.
He never had an owner,
Oh,
but he
the
always
Littlest Hobo,
traveled around
loved
and
it.
helped people out,
Yeah.
and then he moved on to the next person. I love that show.
Yeah, I used to watch that, and I'd get the sound. I'm just going to see if
The
I
theme
can.
song was priceless.
The theme song made me cry every time.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I know.
Littlest Hobo theme. There it is. Let's see if they've got it.
I vaguely remember.
Vaguely? Oh my goodness. That was something I watched every like Sunday morning. I think it was Sunday morning, or I know it was on the weekend anyway, but I always watched it.
Starring London. That was the dog's name. Hang on. I don't know. Oh, if I share the screen, I don't know how to do this. Hang on. I'll try.
I had one drink and I'm like,
Did
sleepy.
they remake it? Oh no, that's faster. That's not the one I remember. Hang on. I remember it being slow. Am I wrong?
With the song?
I must be wrong. And anyway, how do you do this? Share. I'm shocking with a computer like this, and I share.
Sometimes
I don't remember. It's
Sometimes
from the
they
80s.
change. Sometimes they will change if a show's been on a long time. They'll change the.
Oh,
the
they
things.
definitely upped the tempo. It used to. The reason I used to get sad when I was a kid because it was a slow sort of a song. Where have I gone? I've
What
lost
was the name?
me.
What's the name of the show? What's the name?
The Littlest Hobo. I've got
what?
the piss.
The what? The hobo? The-
Littlest, tiniest.
oh, the littlest hobo. Okay.
It's our accents. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing it in a Canadian accent.
Oh, now I see what I've done. And
I'll be right back. I need a refill.
it's all right. I'm just. Oh God, I don't even know what I'm doing. Joe would have this up in a second. And I've got two screens, so one stupid thing won't do what it's supposed to do. Hang on. Oh, there's Joe.
Oh.
Hey, Joe.
No.
Oh, thank you.
Fell asleep to whiskey scented
No, that's not it.
Nah, that's not it.
No. Oh my goodness. I wish I
hang
could
on.
remember the-
I had to
I
take
can
down
hear
my
in my
wife.
Oh,
head,
I've
but
got
I couldn't
it. I've
sing
just got to know if I share the screen and go to there. Does it play if you share a screen?
There. That's
That'll
classic TV. I'm telling you.
I'll get to that.
Yeah, be
That's
careful.
when TV
Joe, with
was
stuff
good.
like that, Karen. Because
There we go. Oh, can you hear
you-
me now? Sorry. What?
YouTube is dropping the hammer on people sharing videos and stuff like that. Like my last live stream where I told Matt, hey, I might get hit with. a
Oh, did you get?
I
and
did.
did you?
Yep, and it took
Oh,
me right
no.
to where the videos that Matt wanted to show. I had to take the stream down.
How did they find it? Did someone dob you in?
No, they algorithm. And,
Yeah.
yeah, and I lost like $50.
Oh well, I can't
No.
lose anything because
Really?
I don't have money.
Yep.
Oh,
I've gotten copyright strikes too, because I danced in a competition, and the competition had licensed
music.
music, but they wouldn't remove it. Even I told them that the event had licensed the music for that event because you had to
You
belong
did.
to ASCAP and all these other organizations in order to be able to play music at a live event. But they didn't. Do
oh well.
anything.
Hopefully I'm all right because I only played a few seconds of it because of my buffering.
It doesn't even matter. I had an ice cream.
Oh really?
I had an ice cream truck drive by me at one time, and like you can
Oh,
only hear the
no
music for like
way.
5 seconds, and they hit me. I'm like, you got to be kidding me!
For what? No.
Gee.
Yeah,
For ice cream truck music.
Pop goes the weasel.
Wow.
So what happens if you actually sing a song?
It can't pick it up. I don't think it can pick it up.
No, if you sing a song without music, you're good. I mean, I've been hit with like me covering a song, and it's just the guitar only.
Yeah.
And yeah, a record company will say, "Hey, that belongs to us." I just take it down. I'm like, you ain't getting my money.
Oh well.
Hi, Joe.
Hello, Dent.
Well, couldn't I say? I could probably say it's not copyrighted anymore because like the dog's dead. Like it was the 60s, the 60s and 70s, but the dog's dead. The show's off the air.
Like,
But mind you, yeah.
when people say, "Oh, that's so old," there's probably no owner to that or whatever, and it's like, oh no,
There is, isn't
somebody owns something.
there? Yeah.
So what happens if you use footage but no sound?
They can still
As
get
in
your-
like old footage, like because I better know this before I finish this episode I'm editing.
they
Old
can-
footage from the 1940s that's from the National Archives, but you take the sound out.
Okay, archive footage is different.
Beautiful.
Historical
then. Good.
archive footage is different.
Excellent.
But even if a video has no sound, like you take the sound away, they're still going to get it because it's somebody else's property.
I've heard you can slow it down or change the speed to get through that algorithm. And the only other way around that is if the content creator complains to Google. But if you just slow or speed it up, the algorithm's not going to pick it up.
Yes, it does. It
Yeah.
did it to the shape. It did it to the
Yeah.
shape.
It did it to him.
Yep.
Yeah, there used to be a guy who'd put episodes of the Ghost Adventures up and muck about with how it looked and basically re-edited it. But yeah, you don't see any of that up there anymore. So
I had some freaking rapper dude try to pull a copyright claim on me for a drum beat. I am not kidding. So of course I fought it, and I'm like, you can't copyright a drum beat. I'm like, and this is where it's coming from, anyways. And I'm like, okay. And then the dude made a video which he took it down, claiming that I was stealing his music. I'm like, it's a freaking drum beat that comes from a program. You can't copyright drum beats. But you can't
that's
do that.
weird.
But he took it down.
Oh,
I had somebody else from Mexico do a copyright claim on me for one of my intros, which was a bought and paid for intro, trying to claim and telling his people that I was stealing his content because I was getting a little bit of hate on one of my videos. I'm like, what's going on here? Like a lot of it I couldn't even understand anyways. It wasn't English. And then, I ended up figuring it out. So I go to his channel and I got a copyright strike for it. So I go to his channel. I'm like, yeah, no, that guy, he can't claim that. He can't claim it at all. I can't either. I won that one. And then he ended up removing that video. and then he re-uploaded it doing something different, but still
Wow.
claimed I was stealing his content.
Oh, well, I suppose if I want to, I never pay attention. This just automatically goes to YouTube at some point after I end the broadcast. I can always just take it down so I don't get a strike.
But you're not monetized. I don't know how
You're
that
not
works when you're not
no, but
monetized.
what will happen is that she'll get a copyright notice. I keep saying a copyright strike. I don't mean a copyright strike. I mean
Oh,
a
okay.
notice. So what they'll do is they will put ads on your video, whether you're monetized or not. They'll put ads on this or any video that you're showing other content. Yeah, they'll do that and get their money. They won't
Give who money?
monetize you, but my God, they'll add the crap out of you.
That could be why
Oh.
one of the reasons TikTok is so popular, because people are always ripping, pop music that's copyrighted. There's all kinds of copyrighted content on TikTok that just never gets struck.
I was reading up on that the other week. It's because it's a short. There's some because it's a short. It's not a video that you're putting on the YouTube. It's a short. Because it's a short and it goes for less than a few seconds, they're only allowed to go for, I think, 60 seconds tops.
Well, TikTok can do up to 10 minutes now.
Oh, shivers. Well, you can't. But, you'll see a lot that Miley Cyrus song and all that sort of thing, and it'll be other people. And I think, how do they get away with that? But they're allowed.
You see a lot of
it'll come
movies
down.
and films that are still copyrighted on TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff will get. Yeah, at some point, they're gonna have to do something about it. There's no escaping it. So it used to be we can use up to 30 seconds of a song, and people are like,
Yeah,
okay,
we
cool.
can't.
I'll just use show 30 seconds of this song with me in it or whatever, and then that changed. The loss.
It's a good thing I've got my son's music, isn't it? It's a good thing I've got my son's doof doof music. I can just use that for everything. I wish he was here. He could make a whole heap of music for me. Never mind.
Well, if they take issue with the music that you have, let me know because I can do it myself.
Yeah.
I can do the dubstep stuff.
the doof doof stuff. Yeah. Oh, Ron's on his. Geez, you can multitask, Ron. Ron says, "I wish I was a weatherman. The only job where you can be wrong and still have a job." In Australia, we get 4 seasons in one day, usually down in Melbourne. You can wake up in the morning and it's freezing, so there's your winter. Then the sun comes out and it's sort of autumnish. By lunchtime, it's hot and it's summer, and then it just goes on. And then nighttime you'll be cold again. It hasn't been like that anywhere at the moment. Weather's mental everywhere, isn't it? Has it settled down where you are, Cassie? No more snow?
No more snow, but I think I saw the weather forecast. There was like a lot of snow on my birthday.
What?
Yeah,
No.
on Thursday.
Oh my goodness.
70%. I don't know if I haven't looked at it
snow.
recently, but back in 1984 when I was born, there was a snowstorm. So
Oh, well, there you go.
I feel like I'm an old person. Oh my gosh, we went to the hockey game last night, and then only because our youngest daughter was in the school choir, so they sang "O Canada."
Yeah, I
Anyways,
saw that. That was very
our team
cute.
lost. So, but the one guy did score a goal on our team, and it shows like their stats, and it said he was born in 2006, and I went, I am so old.
We were married that year.
No, I'm like, and he's like, oh, it was kind of funny.
I just thought about what you said. When were you born? 84.
Yeah.
84. Alex, my eldest, he's 4 years younger than you. Oh my God, I could be your
I was
mother.
born in 80.
1980,
Yeah, I was born in 1980. Great year.
Yeah. I got
I'm
married
78,
in
baby.
1980, so I could still be your mother too. Yeah.
Well, no snow on my birthday now.
Oh, good.
Okay, good. But it's 2
When were
degrees
you
Celsius
born?
on my
When
birthday.
were you born, Joe? What year?
78.
Oh, good. Finally, someone who I'm not old enough to be their mother. Although, technically, like I've said before, if I was a little tart or something, I could be. There are, oh, I shouldn't say that. Oh my God. I better be careful. There could be some people out here who've had babies at a young
Well,
age.
my mom was 18 when she had me.
That's okay. 18's a doable age. That's fine.
Wasn't your
As in, like, no, as in, like, you can have a baby when you're 18, and that's a good age to have it. Well, it's not really. It's still too way too
Grandma
young
had
to
a
have
mom, right?
babies.
yeah.
And Perg, she graduated when I was born. You would never know she's her age. I thought she was a
No.
lot younger.
Look at you, your little. And Paul L was born in 1981. So yeah, 1981. Yeah, I know what I was doing in 1981. It wasn't having babies. Oh dear.
Mike's 82.
Oh, there you go.
And our weather here for the rest of the
All
week,
little babies.
60s and 70s.
Mm. I haven't even checked the
nice.
weather here today. I looked outside. It's hot here. Here, the sun at the moment. I've never felt it as hot as it. I mean, it gets hot in Australia. Don't get me wrong. Like, it gets scorching, but when I go out now into my yard to do some work or whatever, I'm out there 5 minutes, and my skin actually feels like you can feel the heat from the sun. My skin feels like it's on fire. And it's not me because I'm getting old. It's like there's something different about the heat coming from the sun. I don't know what it is, but I've been able to, on a scorching hot day, 40-degree heat, gone outside and never felt the sun like that. So I don't know what's going on. I think the world's ending.
It could be. But you know,
Yeah.
the sun also expands. Like every so many years, it expands. So
Well, maybe that's what's happening, and that's why it's hot.
maybe I don't know, speculating, but I'm dumb and I'm not a scientist. I only know what I read.
Conspiracy theory.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
It's going to be billions of years before it gets that big, Joe.
That's what she said.
Billions.
Thank you, Karen. I was getting ready to say that.
I beat you to it. I wonder if Steve Carell knows what he's actually responsible for.
That's been a thing long before he did that.
Has it?
Oh God, when I was a teenager, we used to say that. That's what she said.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. It's so sad. Oh, Sandy. Oh, it's all right. I had my last year of being 50-something last year. I used to like reversing the numbers at a certain point. So if I were like when I was, like you reverse it, so it's the higher number. So if you were 20 or 32, I'd say reverse it and say I was 23. Can't do that anymore.
I just stopped counting.
Oh, look, I don't know. You're as old as you feel. Isn't that right?
Some days I feel pretty old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some days I feel pretty old. Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself. This is Matt.
My freaking shoulder, my left shoulder, when I'm steering. Okay, I'm like, I know I'm not that old or anything, but when I'm driving, my shoulder will pop when I'm turning the steering wheel.
Oh, you're getting old.
I was like, great.
You poor old lady.
Sounds like Rice Krispies.
Falling apart.
Yeah. At least I don't drive standard because my knee would lock. My left knee would lock if I pressed the clutch.
I love driving.
I
straight.
liked it too if my knee wouldn't lock and I couldn't move it.
I had to get rid of my car because of that.
I know. Sorry,
It's
I
a great
broke
little
myself.
car.
Why did you have to get rid of your car, Ron?
Because she couldn't drive stick anymore because it bothered her knee.
Well, my
With the
knee
clutch.
bothered my knee. My knee would
yeah.
lock and I couldn't move it to get the clutch out. I could, but it was painful.
This was actually we weren't even married yet.
No, it happened when I was married. We were married.
But I remember before we were married and we were engaged, you were driving my car
I know.
because I had the other truck.
Yeah.
Remember you parked it. You were at work and you parked it on the street, and some guy backed into the car and damaged the back end of the car.
I drove into a
Or
car.
you did? I thought
I did.
Oh, so she came home.
Shush, Cassie. Of all
Shush,
these
that's
years, you thought it was someone else's
Anyway,
fault.
she
Now
was
you're owning up.
She was paranoid about like my reaction. Like I was gonna be so mad and angry and everything. And the first thing I'm like, well, are you okay? She's like, well, yeah. I said, well, it's only a car.
And
And then I said, besides, your dad's a phenomenal body man. I'm not worried about it.
I know. As I always have back in my head, and my dad fixes cars for a living. So anything that happens with a car, I'm like, Dad. I'm like, not that we've been in accidents, because we haven't. But any car related thing, like, Dad, the car sounds funny. He's like, okay.
Sam, where's your mind at? Come on now.
So.
What did Sam say? I missed it. Hey, Sam. This year, I have had, the last 2 years, I've done something really stupid with my car. The first accident I had, driving out, you know those, I think you call them bollards, the big
Bollard, a bollard?
bollard, that's the word. Yeah, that they'll have next to shopping trolleys in a car park, so and I was driving out of a car space and I was parked right next to that, and I've turned too sharply and I hear bang, scrape, and I thought, oh, fuck. And I got out and had a look, and sure enough, damaged the whole back end of my car. got it fixed. And then in January, coming into my driveway, I misjudged where my garden bed starts, and it would have been fine if it was just wood edging. But the guy who put my garden bed edging up for me, for whatever reason, he did it without asking, used steel posts so that you can slot the wood in. Hit the steel post and he went bang, and I thought, what's that? And I thought, shit, I must have gone up on the garden bed. So I went to reverse. I popped my tire, damaged the actual wheel, damaged the struts underneath the car, and pulled off the front of the car, all within 2 seconds. And I only got my car back last week. So I'm paranoid every time I park. I'm like, is it because I'm getting old?
I'm knock on wood. I've never been in an accident other than backing into that parked car. Mind you, it was a dark green car parked on the road in pouring rain at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
so
not your
it was
fault.
like,
how are you supposed to see a car? That's like it's.
So I didn't see it, but the guy, I like knocked on the guy's door or whatever because I was dropping off a coworker, and he just wanted I broke his light on his car, and I just gave him $40 for it. That's all he asked for, and so he changed the light out. It was like the fake part of the light. It wasn't the actual. Yeah. It was an easy fix, but my car was like smushed because it was like plastic, and then that's it. I don't know. Oh. And when I was when I was first got my license when I was 17, I got my G2. So in Canada, you have to, there's just like 3 things. Anyways, stages. I was pulling out of my parents' our driveway, and we shared our driveway with our neighbor. So and there was a car parked at the end of our driveway. So I turned to go around the back like that, and I swung and hit the house. And that's when I swore, though. My sister was in the car. She's laughing hysterically. And I'm freaking out because I'm like, I just hit our house. And so I hit the house, and the water spout that was like on the for the hose. So I hit that. That was all bent. Luckily, my dad fixed it all. But yeah. But that's the only time. I was like 17 years old. And then I was like 23. And I'm going to be 39, and nothing's happened since. Knock on wood. So.
Where are you going, Dantex? I saw you run off.
Where did I go? Oh, I went to go get a refill for my tea.
Oh,
refill.
All right then. What did Matt want?
We don't know yet. Must be serious though if he's turned his screen off.
Oh no.
I don't mean dead serious, just serious.
Well,
it was probably just Matt saying, "Hey, Dad, Mum wants to know when you're coming over for dinner, Dad." Oh, that's really weird. Why has that come back up again? Did I just do that?
Do what?
Well,
Oh, it's all right. I'm looking at the screen, the actual YouTube screen. I'll try it again. I might have to refresh because that was.
Mandy's
The
back.
YouTube
Sorry.
screen looks just like the StreamYard screen.
Yeah, how weird. It wasn't doing that earlier. But anyway, I don't know. It's a learning curve, isn't it? What's up, Joe?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's all right. You'll have to tell your stepson to behave himself.
I have a joke. Can I ask a joke question?
Uh-huh.
Do you really want the answer?
I do. How many subscriptions do you need to have your own live stream on YouTube?
1,000, and
I
you
don't
have.
think-
No, wait. I think they changed it.
500.
500 now.
Oh,
None.
0.
None.
Oh, they changed it then because they used to. But
There
wait,
used to be, but now it's
for
none.
mobile, you had to have over 1,000 people.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if
Well, I
that
don't know.
applies or not.
actually
Oh, you
YouTube-
mean okay.
Yeah. And then, but people were able to bypass that by using StreamYard because YouTube thought, oh, he's on,
Oh,
they're on a laptop or a desktop. So, here you go live. I didn't know that. Nobody told me about it. I didn't know about it. It would have been helpful a long time ago.
So there's no lower limit anymore.
I'm not sure.
well,
Okay.
Something you'll
Yeah.
definitely want to look into. But
Okay.
I do know at one time for mobile, like if you're using your cell phone, you had to have at least 1,000 subscribers. But they did that for a reason, and that was because there was a lot of people who would go live and they would film like
Mhm.
accidents and
Yeah.
like all kinds of horrific stuff.
Yeah.
Or they would do horrific stuff on their own.
Right. So they stopped that. Somebody had went to not a church. I mean, it is a church, but I can't remember what it's called.
Looks like we got an answer from Purgatory.
Muslims call it. I can't remember. Their church, whatever it's called. Yeah, somebody was filming in there, and it wasn't what was being said wasn't exactly kind to Americans.
Oh,
And so people were just like out there like exposing, the police, religious institutions, and just all kinds of other stuff. People were abusing the hell out of it. So YouTube's like, no more of this.
Z
Hi,
says
Zed.
hello.
Hello,
And,
Z or Zed.
well, I'm wondering. I know. I never saw it. I never looked, but I was told after my son had that accident that the actual truck driver who hit my son took photos of the accident scene and put them on his Facebook page. I'm like,
What?
who does that? Yeah, who does that? I never saw it, and I
A
think
lot
they
of
were
people?
taken down. But that's just sick. Not just sick, and that's the freaking guy who hit him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not even a passerby who said, "Oh, saw a bad accident today." Click, like it. So it astonishes me what some humans consider to be okay. And that's why it's probably a good thing that, although it can be annoying, once you learn what you can and can't do and whatever, it has to be there. There has to be like a social media police, because people will put up all sorts of crap.
I had a friend of mine that I grew up with. We didn't go to the same school, but he went to like the preppy school, where the parents go and pay to have their kids sent to these schools. But anyways, he was the co-pilot. I heard that the plane that they were flying had crashed, and It was the plane that was carrying a bunch of equipment like Hummers and all kinds of stuff. I believe they were leaving either, I think it was Iraq.
C-130.
It may have been. And, so I heard about that. I'm like, holy crap, that's terrible. And then also seeing that 2 weeks prior to that, he got married. I'm like, holy crap, like this is crazy. No, he wasn't in the military, but he's contracted. So somebody had said to me, that plane crash, that video is out there. People had filmed that. I'm like, what? Yeah. So I watched the video, and it's a video where you see the plane coming up over the highway, and then it just takes just like a turn and then just a nosedive. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that video. But
I am,
yeah,
I think.
that was his.
Oh, I
plane,
know the one you're talking about. Yep.
And about a year and a half, 2 years later, a friend of mine posted that video, but they were posting videos of all kinds of crazy stuff, and just that video was in there. So I'm like, yeah, this part right here, timestamp, like a friend of mine was the co-pilot for that plane. I'm like, I'm literally watching my friend die, like right there. And he's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. He took it down. I'm like, no, you don't have to take it down. Like, it doesn't bother me.
But just sort of have a
pointing
think.
out.
You can still see George Floyd footage on YouTube and how that played out.
Why
because it was on.
Sound familiar? Who's George Floyd? Oh, he's the.
Because it was covered on all the news services and yeah, you can still watch it.
What happened to that a-hole, by the way?
He was put away for second degree. Yeah, for second degree.
Second degree.
Murder. Yeah.
How the hell did he make a plea?
So
he's not. He pleaded not guilty.
Yeah. Okay.
Floyd.
I think he got 20 years for it. I think.
Yeah. I think what people have to remember, though, like what Joe's saying, and like the guy with the truck with my son, sometimes we see things and we go, oh gosh, because you see the footage. I've seen that footage, Joe. I know exactly. It comes over a highway, it looks like a bridge highway, or I don't know, but I think I know the one you're talking about. People see that, but you've got to kind of think, if it's news, it's news. But to actually sort of say, oh God, look at this, or look at this gory thing, or whatever, that's someone's son, daughter, husband, wife. Just think for a minute what you're putting up.
It bothers me that the 9/11, the Twin Towers crashes are still out there. Also, you can see. On 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah. In some regards, though, that particular footage of the planes crashing and stuff, that is distressing no matter what way you look at it. But again, the parts of that absolutely distress me are where there was footage of people jumping, like that one footage of the lady trying to hold her skirt down. She's diving to her doom and she's worried about her dress flying up. And that's still out there. That's someone's wife, someone's mum, someone's daughter. Get it off.
Somebody was making FTC coins of people jumping off of or jumping out of the Twin Towers. Like, they called it the jumping man, and it was somebody jumping out of one of the towers. And this was, I believe it was GameSpot who was doing, make your own FTC, all this stuff. And people were like, what's going on here? You have this guy who made this FTC calling it the jumping man. And it was, like I said, the dude jumping out of the Twin Tower. And they took it up, but it's like, it's crazy what people will do to make a buck.
Yeah, yeah. Like the footage of 9/11, the reason I say it's a little different is because it's historical in regards to what happened and what that caused in the end. Who's got a chiming clock? That sounds cool.
Me.
There you go.
Yeah, the 9/11 footage. It bothers me, but it doesn't bother me because it's historical, and I will
It's
watch
historical.
those,
It's just like when you
for a
watch
reminder.
World War II footage of bombs hitting London or whatever. It's horrible to think that there were people there being killed, but again, it's something that people shouldn't forget happened. But the actual parts, like if someone showed the bombing of London during World War II, and I saw people actually dying, like actually dying in that footage, not necessary, you know. Crikey, throw one of the pigeons at it. That's enough now.
I had somebody try to make fun of and make light of just to get at me over my mom's death. And I'm just like, I'm not even going to say anything because, I mean, he just showed what kind of
person.
Yeah, he is.
Look, at the end of the day, in this world, there are people who say things like probably me, and you think, shit, I shouldn't have said that or whatever. And we are all human, and we all sometimes don't think before we open our mouths, not classic for it. But at the end of the day, to actually think that it's okay, like that moron who made joke about the mum. No, it's not okay. So it either means that you've never been through anything horrific in your short lifetime and therefore have no empathy whatsoever for what another human goes through, or you're just an asshole, or, and unfortunately humans are like that. There's really great human beings and there's really asshole human beings. And we can't do anything about that except for thicker skin and try to avoid them, which sometimes is hard to do when things are put up there in your face or said to your face. Like, it is hard. It can be depressing, but, Sorry, Cassie. I'm not putting you asleep. It's just like, like people, humans aren't exactly the best breed of animals. Yes, Daniel.
We were talking about copyright strikes on YouTube and how ruthless they are about it, but they still let stuff on YouTube that is very inappropriate. I won't mention the channel, but there was a paranormal channel in the last month or two that covered, they went down into this church crypt and they disturbed the remains that were from the...
yes.
Yes. And YouTube won't make them take that down.
Who was that? That was
it was Proving Demons.
Yeah, that shouldn't be up. That's really...
Isn't that
really
ironic?
disturbing.
It's like they get people for putting copyrighted music or someone else's footage under fair use, but then they let
someone
that
desecrating a grave.
Yeah,
that's okay. I mean, unless I'm told that the YouTube reviewers, there's human ones and then there's just the AI. So maybe the AI are missing it, but if it's brought to the attention of the human reviewers, one would assume it should be taken down. Maybe they didn't get told. I don't know.
I tried, and I couldn't find any place on YouTube where I could report that because everything was under some other. It was under some other category.
Right.
I'm sure. Hang on. Right on the video itself. I'll test that theory. I'll just find a random. That'll do. I'll do that.
There were a lot of people who did report that video, but it's still there.
Yeah, but there is a way to do it. And I'll just get out of that because I've started to echo. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. The world sucks. And then you can come into a place like this where all of our little friendly faces are here. We're all friendly faces, even Cassie, who's falling asleep.
Sorry, I had one drink, and it's like I'm like so tired all the time.
It's all right. I'm winding it up in a second anyway because I promised my daughter that I would take her to
the shops.
Lunch. I'm not going to say the shops, but lunch. But yeah, look, let's end this on a happy note. There are shitty people out there, but the good thing about our little community is that sometimes we say stupid things. Sometimes people in our chats might say stupid things, but at the end of the day, no one in here ever says anything horrible to anybody. It's safe here, and most of us are all happy little chappies, and we're here to support each other. And this gives me, when I see all of you here, this gives me faith in humanity again. That yes, there's assholes out there. Yes, there's horrible things happening out there. And yes, this is not a great time to be alive in the world with what might be happening in a few months' time. But it might not happen either. And maybe our little Matt won't go off anywhere scary, and maybe everything will be okay. But
Russia's
but
moving
you know,
nukes.
hey, well,
Russia's moving nukes.
yeah, I know it's getting scary. Let's not. I said end this on a nice note.
That's not going anywhere.
I hope not. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'll give you some survival tips. Chickens, because eggs are going to become expensive. Try and grow your own vegetables and have a few little oil lamps around or something. That way, if the grid goes down and you can't get to the shops to get food, you've got a couple of chickens, you've got some eggs, and look, worst case scenario, mow the grass and boil that into a soup. There's ways to survive, people.
And lots of chicken feed.
Yeah. Oh, well, they'll eat if they're free roaming in your backyard.
Well,
I've got a big
the
garden.
problem was
they'll be
chicken
fine.
feed to begin with.
Oh yeah, I know. with
Well,
the
something they
eggs.
can something they can eat. Something that they can eat.
Well, when I get back from America, I'm not doing it now because if I do it now, I'll come back to dead chickens. But when I get back from America, I'm actually going to buy myself 3 chickens because my backyard, I have to cut their wings. I didn't know chickens could fly. Actually, like they can't fly away, but they can fly up. And I had 2 chickens once when I was younger, tried to escape into the next door neighbour's backyard. So cut chicken's wings. But my backyard's full of plants and everything, so plenty of bugs and stuff for them to eat, and they can just have the food scraps. And I've got nice, yummy, fresh eggs. I eat a lot of fresh eggs. Eggs are good. You're not killing anything.
I would get chickens, but the dog and cats would that would be their lunch.
Oh yeah, well I will have to introduce the chickens to Muffin the Rottweiler because she's very gentle, but if anything moves too quickly she gets excited. So while the chickens were outside playing, she'd have to be inside with the door shut. But I will introduce her to the chickens so that she hears me say no a few times and understands that she's not allowed to hurt the chickens, and fingers crossed she doesn't. What's that? What's Ellie saying? Homegrown or home raised is the way to go if you can. Oh yeah, and you can tell the difference. Like when you buy the eggs in the supermarket, you crack one open, they're real kind of pale, but when you've got one from your own chicken, it's really rich and yeah, I love eggs. Eggs are very versatile, full of protein, so you don't have to eat meat if you eat eggs. Vegans don't eat eggs at all, do they?
I don't think so.
No. But they do eat the vegetables that the farmers grow and use poison and animal traps on their farms to stop the vegetables from getting eaten. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about vegans. They don't eat meat because of the different reasons, but they eat vegetables, and in the growing of said vegetables.
Well, some are really hardcore, like anything that has any animals suffering in it, like cosmetics, for example.
Yeah, hardcore, but where are they getting their veggies from? They must be growing them.
They're organic.
Well, they're even with growing organics.
Yeah, there's still
fruits and vegetables is
pesticides.
very rough on the environment as well.
Yeah,
you need a hell of a lot more land.
I'm just the messenger. I don't believe in any of that stuff.
No. But that's what I mean. So I understand it's very nice that they're just eating the vegetables to save the cows and stuff. That's good. But they should at least eat some eggs. You're not killing anything when the chicken lays an egg.
It's the cruelty to animals, the way they're raised.
I suppose, but if the chickens are living in someone's backyard like mine do, they've got the better life than I have. Running around in the backyard, plenty of food.
Those are lucky chickens.
It's the ones that are laying with 24-hour daylight or light in a cramped cage.
Stopped.
Yeah,
that just should be stopped. If I was Prime Minister, I would stop that. I'd say that's none of that. You're closing down. That's
Yeah,
mean. That's
in-
cruel.
it is cruel. Look, it's going to end up on our dinner plate at some point, but that doesn't mean just treat them like garbage.
No, they're little animals. And chickens. I don't know how many of you have had chickens, but chickens are really cuddly. They love a cuddle.
Yeah.
Like I used to go out and sit down in my backyard, and I had a chicken, and she'd come running over, and she'd jump up on my lap, and she'd sit there, and I'd just sit there and pat it. I had a pet turkey, did that too, but it got so big that when it jumped up on my lap, it was like I couldn't get my arms around it, but it loved to cuddle. So, birds are good value, but yeah, you just I don't know. I couldn't raise a like a cow or a sheep or anything like that, or a pig. I couldn't.
I had to put a chicken
No.
down once.
Oh, well, that's different though.
It was for a friend at church. I took it to my vet, and so the vet let me help with the euthanasia.
Yeah, they
So-
just gas them, don't they? Birds are gas, don't they? I think it's a gas because you can't.
there are
get a
two.
needle.
Well, this vet did 2 stages. He gave her a really strong sedative, and then there was the gas after that.
Oh, I would have thought the gas had just put. I suppose. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, there's we've got to be nice to all creatures, great and small, even spiders.
I put the spiders outside when I find them.
Yeah, I catch spiders and put them out. I go crook at
me-
my girls when they poison them. Oh, look, we've got in Australia, we've got a couple of spiders you've got to be wary of. There's a white-tailed spider, which has got like a little literally a white tail, and if they get you, they've got fungal in their bite, fungus, and it can actually not good. You could lose a toe. I knew a friend who did lose a toe through fungus infection. And then we've got our redbacks, but that's all right. They just bite you and make you a bit crook. And then we've got the deadliest one, which is the funnel web spider. You don't want to. They're like a trap spider, I think. I'm pretty sure they like under rocks and things like that, and then pretty decent size, but they bite you in your cactus.
Joe, you would know, but
Absolutely.
they used to call it a violin spider. They're in California. That are really wicked. I can't remember what they're called now.
I haven't seen them, but actually, when I lived in Vegas, I think I only seen one spider. Like only
Too
one.
hot. Too
There's
hot
nothing
for a
to-
spider in Vegas, maybe.
There's
or too
nothing to
hot.
live on in Vegas except alcohol and.
Yeah, see, yes, there's Harry Huntsman. I like to call him Harry or Harriet. Harry Huntsmans are here, but they don't hurt you. They're just massive. And they take a while to get massive. They start out really tiny and then they grow. The biggest one I've seen would be, the biggest one I would have seen is my hand.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, but
Jeez.
that's their legs. If you actually look at their
Jared.
body, their body's
Look at that.
not as big. Yeah, their body is about as big as your thumb, let's say, but the
No, it
legs are
doesn't
long.
matter.
No.
Doesn't matter. It's too big.
No.
But you see one of them and you go, oh, then you go into the kitchen and find a bowl big enough to put over the bloody thing. Then you've got to get a piece of paper that's not too
Oh hell no!
bendy.
You burn the house down.
And then you catch him and you take him back outside and dump him at the bottom of a tree somewhere and say, now stay there. But yeah.
So we get a lot of riding spiders. I had one outside my window here last year. So we get a lot of riding spiders. We do have black widows. We do have brown recluses. We got wolf spiders. Fangs on wolf spiders are scary. Like holy
No.
crap! You can
love
We
wolf
have wolf
spiders.
spiders here too, yeah.
Yeah, you can see them. I mean, they're tiny,
They're
but
like-
I'm like, nope, I don't want to
You
get.
like what that big?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was that the one I caught in the cup the one time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not poisonous or anything. They're just like I consider that a big spider, but when Karen starts talking about the huntsman spider, I'm like, no way.
but yeah, we have daddy. I got a daddy long leg hanging out in the bathroom.
Oh, they're all right.
And whenever it's funny because like when it comes down, like, oh hey, this person's here. So sometimes it'll actually come down and go to the sink because it knows I'm going to be turning the faucet on. And I'm like, drink water? Because that's weird.
I haven't seen a daddy long legs in a really long time. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, you have pest control in your building.
We're not hanging out in the basement like the kids are.
I guess I haven't seen like.
I'm sure if you wanted to, you could find them. They're there.
I just
They're
haven't
there.
seen them. I used to see them all the time.
They're there.
Oh.
They're around. You're just not looking for them.
I'm gonna have to test that. I'm gonna see if it will actually drink something. Because I mean, as far as I know, spiders they get their food from other insects. So you would think.
Did you say it's in your bathroom?
Yeah, you would think that they wouldn't need water, but I don't know. I'm all I know is
I'm sure they
The
drink
water
water.
you get from your humidity when you have a shower, so that's probably where it's getting that from.
I put them out because there's no food source for them in my house. There's nothing for them to eat here.
Right.
So.
There's nothing for them. They always die. Like this one will probably be dead in a couple of days, and not by me.
You don't have a spider ambulance in your house?
No.
Seen the little black ones with the green eyes?
I have
Green eyes on spiders. That'd be pretty.
Is that a jumping
What are
spider?
As I think, yeah, I was gonna say there are people who have jumping spiders as pets, which is really cool, but also terrifying to me. I'm like, I want one because they're cute, but at the same time, hell no.
They're only tiny, aren't they? The little jumping.
They are. You keep them basically in an aquarium set up. Yeah.
But we've got jumping spiders here, and I always see them at the door and stuff. But they're tiny, like they're minuscule. They're
tackles people.
Well, it must be different kind of jumping spiders because these jumping spiders are tiny. And when I say tiny, I mean like tweezer tiny, like tiny. So the ones that are in America must be a bigger breed.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know how.
And yeah, jumping spiders do bite, but there's certain ones that are extremely friendly. You can train them, apparently, not like train them to like do tricks, but once.
Imagine.
Well, there's actually, I think there's a lady on TikTok that has pet jumping spiders.
Even the same TikTok,
and they talk. Her jumping spiders talk.
And like, she's documented over like the year, like the growth of them.
I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down there.
They don't live long.
I don't know if you guys can see this picture of me. My friend just shared this, but it just popped up on my timeline, or her timeline, I guess. Oh shoot!
Careful, I don't want a copyright strike.
You see the terror in my face? You can't really see.
What did she do?
I'm terrified in this picture. Do you want to know why?
Because of
because of butterflies. I'm at the butterfly conservatory.
Oh, you don't like butterflies, do you?
I'm like, oh, I'm still like that. I had to go there with my client for work, and me, my coworker, she's laughing hysterically at me, but we like zoomed through there with the clients because of the freaking butterflies.
It's not that bad. It's beautiful. That conservatory is so cool.
Well, it's neat, but I don't want them in my the flying in my hair getting trapped. That's what bothers me. Like to hear them.
Butterflies. They flutter around. They don't even weigh anything.
They don't bite or anything. They're just like.
No.
That's all right.
They just drink nectar. All they do is drink nectar.
So.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
like, hey.
No, it's not that I'm scared that they'll hurt me, but it's like there's something flying into my face and I can hear their wings in my ears, and like it's gonna get trapped in my hair.
Hey Joe, just a question. Because I don't want to get in trouble for putting the littlest hobo up. Is that all I did? Yes. So when this finishes and it loads to YouTube, which it will, because it just does it without me knowing, I can delete it off of YouTube, can't I?
Yeah, you can, depending on how long the live stream is. It might be actually too long, but you can go in there and clip that part out if you want.
Oh, can I? I don't want to get in
it
trouble.
Could take it, like, as soon as I was done live, like 5 minutes later, boom, they hit me.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes it takes a lot.
Oh, look, I won't worry about it. So what? So long as they don't try and ask me to pay money for it or something.
No, they're not going to make you pay money, though. A lot of times too, what they'll do is if you get donations, they'll take your donations.
You mean
Oh,
your
well,
super
lucky
chats?
I don't get
Yeah,
donations,
your super
so it's
chats,
all
yeah.
right. I don't get super chats, so it's all good. I'm not anywhere close to that.
If you delete a video and you had super chats, you may not get the super chats.
Oh,
That's
there you
what that's what's happening to me. I'm not
Yeah.
getting those super chats, unfortunately.
Oh, what?
No.
So they just go to
Hey,
Google.
but that's not
Yeah, they go to
fair
Google.
because
That's not right.
Because that's not right because people are giving you the money. They should still be able to take their little bit, but that's not right. That's theft.
Well, hey, it's their rules, and you sign up.
I suppose.
Yeah. So, like, I hate it when people are like, hey, I'm going to show this video on your stream, and it's like,
Please
because
don't.
then I end up losing. Like, I'm over here, like, I just got some YouTube money, and I'm like, I should be getting a hell of a lot more. What's going on here? Something's not right. Nope, it's because other content was shown on my channel, and I don't get it.
Whatever happened to fair use?
I don't.
Fair use. Okay. So YouTube has their own term for fair use, but at the end of the day, it's the courts, case by case, that determines what is and isn't fair use. So even though YouTube can say, this is fair use for us, this is how we're rolling it, that other person can take it even further. And then it can go
it's still
to
touchy,
court.
isn't it?
How often does that happen?
It happens a lot, believe it or not. It happens a lot. I can't remember who it was. Pretty recent. It happened to a YouTuber. YouTube sided with that YouTuber, and the other guy didn't like the ruling. Got an attorney. Off the court they went.
So how do top 5 channels get around that?
Top 5 channels get around that because because their videos are being featured, so that brings them viewers and subscribers. So the top 5 channels are doing a favor. But if I was to put a top 5 out there, but I was debunking everything, then they could complain.
I see.
Then I could get a whatever the hell it is.
So Mr. Gray usually will show something, but he has this other music playing underneath.
Yeah, it's coming to a point where even that doesn't matter. Because there's a lot of people complaining saying, hey, look, I busted my ass and spent a lot of money creating this piece of content, and here this guy is over here reacting to my content that all he had to do was either download the video or just play it, on whatever it is he's recording, and he's making money. He's getting more views, or he or she is getting more views than my videos. They are taking views away from me, taking away revenue. So we got that going on.
God. It's very, very hard, isn't it? Like, it's a bit confusing. But anyway,
Somebody reacted to one of my videos, almost 1 million views on him reacting, where my video has like 53 views.
Yeah, but it might have brought someone over to check you out.
I didn't see any gain from it. This was a few years ago.
Sue. Hey guys, I'm gonna. There you go. I've gone for a half hour longer than what I thought I would, but I'm going to have to end it. And I thank you all for joining me because it was sort of spur of the moment. I wasn't really going to do anything. I actually had intent, and Daniel know this. My actual intent was to let people in the chat that normally are there all the time, like our mods and stuff, join the live stream. And well, Dantex did, but Dantex is part of the family now.
Way to go, Dantex.
There you go, Dan Tex.
But you know what I mean. So I'd hope that Tanya would have been on, but and just get her on, even just for a few minutes, just to say hello and have a chat. Nobody wanted to come on, except for Dan Tex.
We're just really scary people.
Yeah. But well, Mike said he didn't have a working microphone, and I can't remember. And Betty was tired because she'd been working all day. So there was a few. But that's all right. At least I made the effort, so they can never say I never tried, can they? but I've had a message on my phone. One child is at school and wants me to come and collect them. I've got another one standing outside the door who wants to go for lunch. So I'm in high demand. But yeah, I just want to say thank you anyway to everybody that came along today and hung out for a little while. And yeah, has anyone here in Cassie, have you got anything happening this week on your channel?
Yes, on Thursday is my birthday party.
Oh, that's your birthday party. That's right. Yep.
Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you. So yeah, so on Thursday it's going to be just a hangout. I'm paying for a StreamYard, so I'll have people up, kind of just have a big party, basically just hang out like our normal live streams, but it'll just be a party because it's my birthday.
Okay. And what about you, Joe? Anything this week or nothing? You going live in a minute?
I might have an unboxing live stream because Paravibes sent me something.
Oh.
It's not here yet, so
Oh.
I'm nervous about that one.
Okay, cool.
And then maybe, we'll see, but maybe something April 9th. At a location.
April 9th.
Yeah, at a location.
Ooh.
Oh, terrific. Excellent. Like a live stream for a little short time?
Yeah, a live stream. I'll be investigating. But we'll see.
Cool.
This place is effed up.
Okay, cool.
Ooh,
Oh well, and nice to see you too, Mike. Yeah, cool. Oh, good. All right. And I've just got I'm working on that other episode that I talked about at the beginning of the chat. So I'm editing now, and hopefully I can pop that out. And I just want everyone to tell me if they think, what do you reckon, like more or that's enough. Thanks, Karen. Don't do any more of that. And then I've got 5 haunted questions with Come Hither from Heather. Come Hither with Heather. Oh, Come Hither with Heather. Yeah. On, I think it's just before your live starts, Cassie, because I put it down for my Friday morning, but that's your Thursday night. So I made it for the same. But look, if it clashes, it clashes. It doesn't matter. People can rewatch.
I think it's the same, or not same. I think it's how it was last time. Just let me double check.
Yeah, I think I purposely did that because I remember you saying something. So I think I purposely made it go for just before your live.
Yeah. It's well, actually, yours is at 8:00. I'm not doing my live stream until 10 because we'll have dinner. Yeah, so there's ample amount of time, so we're good.
All right, 8:00 your time, and I think I put it for 10:00 Australian time. I don't know, but that's all from me. But I better go and pick up my child. Cake? Oh, definitely for Cassie's birthday. There'll be cake and there'll be merriment, and maybe Cassie will fall asleep on the couch again, and Jason will take over the live stream, and it'll be just everything like normal. Ron will sit there quietly because he's had too much brownie.
No, I can't. Work week.
Oh yeah, it's a work week.
Oh, bless you.
We can all share beers across the screen.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be good. Oh, it's a birthday party by proxy because we're all on the computer.
Well, I'll have to have some tea with you, Dantex.
Yeah, see, I have to work tomorrow, so I had to settle for regular tea tonight.
Well,
I couldn't go strong like I normally do.
Thanks, Dantex. Thanks for stopping in. And Daniel, thank you. And thanks to everyone in the chat. And if you said something and I missed it, I am so sorry and I apologize. And Cassie, I'll see you Thursday and probably talk to you before. And Joe, I might see you Thursday, but I'll probably talk to you before. And that's it. I'm off. Goodbye, everybody. See you later. Bye.
Later.
Later.
Bye. There we go.